Howdy, howdy. Acidic Roots here. We're going to do a little burp vlog. So, I've got one of these up my sleeve. This is a Mountain Dew Pitch Black that we're going to drink. But to make things more video game themed, we're going to have a Power-Up in this. So, I'm just going to put this right here. This game right there, Booger Man, burps, and farts come from a can of beans. So, kidney beans, you know. They may not be fried beans or baked beans, but they'll do the trick. Just keep this in mind as we get our burps going, that beans are what make you do this sort of thing. So, I'm just going to have my campy ass drink, and we're going to sit there and just burp away. This is basically what I've been itching for. This stuff right here, I need to talk about the beans. You don't mess with the beans. So, this basically is what enables you to burp. I've always dreamed of having a video game like that, to where you think of something. How often are we going to see something like show up in a video game? This doesn't seem to be too present, I would definitely say. I mean, it really is, for someone who grew up in the 90s. When they say stuff like, don't leave home without it, you definitely start to get the idea. I mean, what do you have in your truck? Do you have beef jerky? Do you have something sweet? A couple McDonald's cups, some straws, some wrappers, that sort of stuff? You need baked beans. I mean, most of the time a burp is just kind of seen as like some sort of gross thing. I mean, you wouldn't actually think of it like as something more than major. I mean, it's almost to the point where we're going to start having burps that are going to be like main sorts of things. I mean, any character, whether it's television, video game, movies, something like that, they always have something about them that's just like their signature or something. And that's just the thing. You think of Indiana Jones, what do you think of? You think of like a whip. That's just why it's interesting as far as like the signatures of some of these fellows that have like these drinks or these sorts of things about them. You know, Indiana Jones and his whip. You think of Arnold Schwarzenegger and like his sunglasses off of the Terminator series. Batman and his Batmobile. I mean, you get the idea here as far as that's concerned. I just like the idea of iconic, and maybe just a can of beans is just what we need. I mean, look at it, you know. I've seen commercials for baked beans and that sort of stuff. You got the little Labrador dog with the sunglasses on, getting ready to have a barbecue. But it's actually pretty strange thinking of a barbecue that would happen where the main course is, of course, going to be the baked beans. It's like, well, this makes me wonder if there, you know, people are actually running about situations where that's the case. Oh, I'm not even showing up if the beans aren't there, man. I can't even play that. You know, any sort of fellow trying to say those sorts of things. I mean, you would assume, of course, and that's just the natural thing about it, is this the assumption, of course there's going to be a main course, but we're just saying that this is like the next best thing, which isn't too terrible. I mean, my YouTube channel's pretty akin to the next best thing and that sort of stuff, so this is like the main stuff. But I don't know, I mean, you just don't hear too many people refer to themselves, you know, we may not be number one, but we're definitely number two, you know. Austin Powers did that sort of thing, and it's like, shit, I mean, so it makes me wonder, you know, as a continuation of some of those commercials, what the main course is supposed to actually be. I don't know. Barbecues, shindig, you know. You know. But it all starts with these fucking things right here. That's the whole damn thing about it. Can't burp without them. Of course, I've never actually had baked beans to know if those actually do give you a lot of gas. I don't know where that comes from. Like if this is from something like, you know, the Nutty Professor or something. As far as I know, maybe it's Dr. Doolittle. I don't think it's one of those two. I think maybe it is the Nutty Professor. It's one of those movies. I mean, it's simple enough to make. You can almost make like a video game out of almost, you know, most people's lives. You think about it, you know, standard person who works at like, let's see, is just like a bus driver or something. You know, obviously the idea would become something like Frogger, just get to the destination and rack up as much dollars as possible. The only thing you really have to do is just get gas and that sort of thing. But you know, my particular video game would be just me going and getting an energy drink, having to encounter like you know, overly enthusiastic people or something like that. You know, me, because, you know, judging by my kind of moody personality, I do like months like September and October more than I like months like April and May, so that's kind of the thing. You know, me, you know, obviously someone like Keanu Reeves or someone like you know, just a typical dark personality. It's kind of like, well, yeah, there you go, you know. This is like the whole damn thing. I've just been trying to figure that out. But just me having to avoid stuff, you know, I make it to the end of the stage when I get myself a 12-pack of soda and walk right on out. This is kind of the thing. I get an extra life if I get a Red Bull, you know, something like that. It's not too terrible.